Welcome to America's Real Heroes. I'm your host, Mark Jackson, and I want to thank you for joining us today. Now that the midterm elections are somewhat over, as far as the politics aspect of it has changed, and we all know that there's been a lot of shadiness going on across the United States with these elections. I want to jump in and start talking about something that really hits home with me as a major concern. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this subject, and it's going to be more than just this particular video that I'm going to be doing that helps discuss this subject in America as a nationwide whole. And that subject is bullying, cyberbullying, both kids and adults. It is unfortunate that for years, decades, many different age groups have been dealing with this subject just as much as people have been dealing with addiction to drugs. It pains me to see that with all the levels of change that we have been going through as a country, that there's still people out here being bullied. Again, children, teenagers, and adults still to this day. I've always felt that I've been a protector of the Lord to help those who have been bullied or who have been treated unjustly. It's sad to me that even in today's age, after all the years of moving forward and trying to get rid of racism, trying to get rid of inequality, in the world, that people are still being bullied to this day. I've have friends, family members who have kids or who have been bullied themselves. And it's really something that needs to be brought to the mindset of our politicians. Yes, they claim that they're doing so much out here to help people, but unfortunately, nothing's changing. And now with technology bringing in the internet and the world of, cyber security or cyber bullying, it's gotten even worse. Now, I really can't stand someone being bullied, or someone trying to take advantage of somebody and really taking advantage of other people. And bullying comes in many different shapes and forms, It's one of those situations where you may think you're not being bullied, or somebody claims that they're teasing you or, treating you unfairly, whether it be at work, school, Suicide, when it comes down to bullying, has tripled in the last 5 years from what I've been researching. Now, to the teachers and parents out there, when your kids come home and they're telling you, or they're not talking to you because of bullying situations, and they're not wanting to share because they don't think that no one's there to help them, this is the time to really start paying attention. Now that we know what the agendas are for what they're trying to bring into the schools with all this trying to, get your kids to question their gender or their sexuality or whatever it may be. This is something that we definitely need to bring up, because it's those subjects that a lot of people don't seem to realize that is also what contributes to some of the bullying. You have those ignorant people out there who see you as different, see these kids as different, see these adults as different. And instead of them trying to get knowledge as to how and why they feel this way, they treat them as if they were the enemy. I blame it on some of the old school upbringing. Yes, our past has brought a lot of hatred into the world. And it is unfortunate that our generation, my generation, those of us born, in the 60s, grew up in the 70s and 80s, 90s, that we are still having to be the ones who have to help these kids realize and understand that their safety should be number one in priority. The movies, Mean Girls, and all these other crazy movies where they're showing bullies in the movies, all that's doing is showing that it's okay in America according to Hollywood, or according to, whoever makes the movies. Even this new situation with this Nickelodeon show where they're teaching kids to call police pigs and stuff like that. That's nothing that needs to be laughed about. I don't know what the deal is with that. I've never seen the show, but I have been noticing that it's been getting a lot of tread in the media. That being said, it's these type of programs, even Sesame Street has changed now and everything is becoming gender, gender changed, or gender, what's the word? Gender appropriate these days. People, the schools are never the place to exercise that type of agenda. When kids grow older, they know whether or not if they are different from other people without anyone having to coerce them into thinking that way. It's not just, and it's not even about the politics for me right now. It's people in general. If you have common sense and you're raising your kids the right way and you're teaching them what's right and wrong, there should be no reason they should be feeling left with a void as to who they are. I really believe that we really have to get back involved with teaching these kids the difference between right and wrong, good and evil. God, no matter what, should always be first in your home. Now, I know there are people out there who are atheists and things like that don't believe in God or don't believe that there is a creator. That's unfortunate. To each his own. I can't sit here and knock you on that. If that's how you feel and that's your true beliefs, then fine. But don't stand in the way of kids' education, the ones who have faith, or families who have faith. We all pray into the same God, no matter what religion you're in, as far as I'm concerned. There's only one creator. You may argue with me about that, that's fine. But there's only one God. There's only one creator. Okay? He comes in many names, many forms. And different religions, different cultures, they pray to him in a different way. But the whole bullying thing, for example, I'm going to read something to you guys here. This is through the broadbandsearch.com. You can pull this up yourself. And it's all the latest cyberbullying statistics for 2022. And it says here, as the world turns to more technology innovation, our lives are also becoming digitalized. The COVID pandemic has meant that we conduct most of our daily existences over the internet than ever before. Now, there's a graph on here that shows in the year 2022, this is just cyberbullying alone. On Twitter, 9% of people are being bullied on Twitter. On YouTube, it goes up to 10%. On WhatsApp, 12%. Snapchat, 31%. Facebook, believe it or not, 37%. And the highest one, of course, out of the whole chart, 42%, Instagram. People are being bullied left and right. People get on the internet and they think that because they are not being able to be seen or that no one knows where they live, quote unquote, think that they can't find you, that it's okay to just say whatever you want to say and treat people like crap. The downside to that is that your IP address can be traced. The authorities have that information. So if someone decides to file a report against you for bullying and they have that information on the legal platform, an open platform showing that you're bullying somebody, you can be arrested, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know that. Cyberbullying, just because you're not able to be seen online, doesn't mean you can't be tracked. Doesn't matter how many servers you bounce your IP address through. Because just like the hackers out there, there are people working that can also find that same information. And if you're out here scamming people, treating people like crap, trying to get people to send you money or this, that, or the other, or trying to, blackmail them or get, whatever you're trying to do, just know the authorities do have that information documented. And if they really wanted to come after you, they could find you. Believe that. I know that for a fact. Can't tell you how I know, but let's just say I've been around law enforcement and security pretty much my whole life. And there are ways to find you. So don't think that just because you're saying whatever you want to say to these kids, or that you're, able to speak your mind. Yes, you have the freedom of speech. But at the same time, if you're bullying people or even blackmailing them or whatever it may be, you can go to jail if somebody decided to press charges against you, file charges against you. So please believe you're not safe no matter where you are when it comes down to that. Just because you're doing it don't mean that you can't be caught. Now, some levels of bullying start off physically. Start off in the schools, start off at work, people being bullied at work, even bosses. You need to understand too, when you're talking down to your employees, being harsh, that's bullying. Especially if you're disrespecting them, calling them out their name. Their job is to come there and work to help your business grow, not to be mentally tormented, mentally treated like crap. They're trying to help you build your business. But if you're going to talk to them like you have no respect for them, you can be arrested for that too, because it's still considered bullying. Just so you know. Just because you wake up on the wrong side of the bed every morning doesn't give you the right to just talk to people any kind of way. I have my issues with anger. I can admit that. But the only time I usually get angry is if somebody's trying to push my buttons. But most of the people who know me know I'm not going to stand for that crap. I've had my share, and I've gotten that change in my life, where I've had to eliminate myself out of people's lives because of that, where they try to make me seem like I'm the one causing the problems when they're the ones who's having the demon and devilish issues, attacking their soul. So they want to take it out on everybody. I understand you can't make everybody happy, but at the same time, you can make yourself happy. And if you have the opportunity to move yourself from the situation, then that's what I strongly urge you to do. Like I said, I'm no angel. And I'm not trying to sit here and preach to nobody. I'm just saying that things and times change. And it's time for people to start waking up into this new reality and this new world that seems to be caving in around us, especially here in America. You guys gotta wake up. I don't care about what your politics are. I don't care if you're Democratic. I don't care about if you're Republican. I don't care if you're whatever. It's not about politics to me. It's about reality. It's about truth. It's about good versus evil, right and wrong. If you know and you feel bad about how you treated somebody later on throughout the day because you disrespected somebody unjustly for no reason, then that's your conscience telling you that what you did was wrong. It is time, America. It is time, my friends around the world, to start looking at yourself in the mirror. This is what I do now every day, and try to make sure that I can do what I need to do to make the necessary changes that I need to make for myself, which will improve my whole well-being. But it's time to stop the bullying on every level. I know we have problems with that change, but we have to dig deep. We must dig deep. We must be able to talk to one another. And parents, again, teachers, administrators of these schools, even human resources for these jobs. When people come talk to you and file complaints or letting you know that they're being bullied or they're being treated unjustly in the schools or in the workplace, you really need to pay attention to that, because you can be held responsible for not doing anything about it. Yes, I know a lot of people think that, it's just a bad thing between two kids. No, sometimes it's even worse than that. For example, in my area where I live at, I'm not going to, say what happened. I was talking to one of my youth pastors at my church, and he filled me in on how one of his students got jumped by 30 different kids all at the same time for no reason. All this kid was trying to do was get back and forth to school, and every day he got bullied. And one day they just decided to jump him because he decided to speak back upon it. That's not cool. 30 people? Come on. And parents, if you're not knowing what's going on at your kid's school, and if you happen to hear this post and you know what I'm talking about, and you are that parent whose child got jumped by these 30 kids, my prayers to you and my support will always be here for you. I cannot stand a bully. And I have always been one to be strong enough to step up to any bully. Like I can't stand for women to get beat up by men, especially in public. If you put your hands on a woman, that's still considered bullying and battering. It's domestic violence all the way around. Bullying is just that. Cyberbullying is just that. People may disagree with me about what I'm saying here, which is fine. You have that right to your opinion. All I'm saying is that we need to wake up. We need to put out there nothing but positive reinforcement for these kids to grow up in a very stable mental health community. If you cannot be part of the problem, part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. Again, it's time for everybody to start waking up. I will be doing another portion of this video, another segment on this very soon. In that video, in those next segments, I will have people to interview so they can share their stories. So this is a beginning chapter of that subject, because this is one that really hits home for me, being that I can't stand people who do the bullying. And you really need to understand, parents, teachers, administrators, human resource, whoever is in charge of any kind of complaints like that in your facilities. You really have to start stepping up and putting yourselves in the middle of it so it can be resolved, so we can get this taken care of on every level. And again, this is stuff that's from decisions that's being made through politics, unfortunately, because the bureaucracy reaches down to the local levels. If the local levels, the school teachers, the administrators, commissioners, whatever they are, if you don't want to step up and protect your children, protect the people that work for you, then you're in the wrong business and don't deserve to be where you are. Now, again, I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but it irks me. And I was looking at this study again, and issues kids feel result from, especially with cyberbullying. 41% has developed social anxiety. 37% has developed depression. 26% had suicidal thoughts. 26% deleted their social media profiles. This is all cyberbullying. 25% has engaged in self-harm. 24% has stopped using social media altogether because they was being bullied. 20% has started skipping classes. Now, this is all in the year 2022. Digital technologies make our lives easier, yes, and facilitate business, communication, government, and much more. However, as is the case with most things, with the good also comes the bad. And one negative result of internet use is cyberbullying. Now, what is cyberbullying? According to broadbandsearch.com, as the name implies, cyberbullying is bullying in a digital space, such as on mobile phones, computers, tablets, etc., in arenas such as text messaging, social media, forums, online gaming, and more. So it's not just across the internet. It's all through everything. Even, like I say, businesses. Even in 2022, bullying is still a problem for most people. 73% of students feel they were bullied in their lifetime. 44% say it happened in the last 30 days. This is 2022. So it should come as no surprise that cyberbullying has become a major issue. This is what I'm talking about, people. I've done quite a bit of research on this. And like I say, in our next episodes, I will be sharing and talking to people live and direct about this, because this is stuff that I want people to see and hear. Some family members, some friends, some teachers that I know who have witnessed this and feel bad and try to do the best they can to help these students and help these people at work. I'll be having those stories for you. So until then, I thank you for listening, and we need to start making this change. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. Stay tuned for the next episode of America's Real Heroes. Good day.